Critics of Israel often argue that Israel was built on land that was stolen from Arabs. This is based on the 1948 Palestinian refugee crisis, during which hundreds of thousands of Palestinian Arabs fled their homes and sought refuge in the neighboring Arab countries. This was because of the First Arab-Israeli War of 1948, or Israel's Independence War as it's sometimes known. Jews had been living in the land where Israel is today in large numbers ever since the start of the Zionist movement in the late 19th century. This was under Ottoman and later British rule. Jews, mainly from Europe, came to the land as immigrants and purchased land from Arabs to build their communities on. The city of Tel Aviv was built on such land, and evidence of the legal purchases exists to this day. Sometimes lands were sold without full consent of everyone living there, sold by the legal landowners to Jews. This is where problems arose, and sometimes the residents ended up being forcibly relocated. While this raises questions about the morality of Arab land sellers of the time, it doesn't make the Jews thieves. The Balfour Declaration set aside the land to be used as the Jewish national homeland, and after the world witnessed the horrors of the Holocaust and saw the unrest break out in the British Mandate, the world agreed that the Jewish nation should be declared independent. This was almost 60 years after the Zionist movement had begun. The UN held a majority vote in favor of a land partition to create a nation called Israel and a nation called Palestine, but the Palestinians and surrounding Arabs threatened a war of annihilation against the Jews if it ever went ahead. In 1948, Israel declared themselves independent, and the Arabs immediately declared war. The new state of Israel miraculously fought off their attackers, but there were massive casualties on both sides. Palestinians during the war were able to flee to the neighboring Arab countries, but the Israelis were isolated and had nowhere to flee. They were forced to stay in the land. After winning the war and seeing the retreat of the 5 Arab armies, Israel legally annexed Arab land which contained abandoned homes of Arabs who fled. This land became part of Israel's new borders overnight, and the world accepted it as a legitimate response to the attempted war of annihilation. Arabs who stayed in the land mostly remained there, and today 1.6 million Arabs continue living as equal citizens of Israel in Israel's borders. At no point was land belonging to the Arabs stolen by Jews. Arab land losses were due to sales of land to Jews, and later due to the war. Neither at any point was there a Jewish conspiracy to drive Arabs out of their homes. The stolen land accusation is no more than a slander against Israel designed to demonize the country and delegitimize its right to exist.